Mike Tyson. Now,
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike of the past, novel of the past. We're talking about Mike Tyson of today. Now, they've started to push the build up to this Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson event, because I'm not calling it a fight. It's an event.
Spectacle.
A spectacle, yeah. They've started to push it. So what do I mean by that? Tyson is going on to podcast. He's doing interviews everywhere he can. And we're getting to see that this thing is real. It's on the 15th of November. So I think we're about 2 Saturdays away. Now, this fight for me is really, really sad because I'm watching Mike Tyson talk on these podcasts, yeah? And his speech is slurred. He looks tired. He looks old. He looks run down. And the host and the people that are talking about this fight, the mainstream media and a lot of the new media as well, as they call themselves, they're all like pushing this. And I'm saying to myself, I get it that people love Mike Tyson, yeah, of yesteryears.
Yeah.
But the man of today, putting him in the ring in a real fight is very, very dangerous. So now I'm starting to look at this fight and say to myself, is it true what people are saying about this Jake Paul? Is he paying people? Because there's no way that if I can see this, and I'm not no kind of medical person, but I can tell that this man is not 100%. His voice, he's taken too much punishment in the sport. So I'm like, how is it that Netflix, who are a leading company in streaming today, they're about to have their first event, their first live event on Netflix with this fight. So for me, I'm saying to myself, why are Netflix behind this? Because if this is real, this can end bad. If this is real, because people keep talking about Tyson was an animal and Tyson was coming at man 100 miles a minute. But you're forgetting that was like 30 years ago. And even then, you know, he was on the decline. So I don't know what people are actually promoting here. I don't know what people are actually expecting from an old man, 58-year-old man, fighting this young guy who I believe they've put Tyson in there to let Jake Paul box him up and potentially even stop him. Yeah. To use my man's name.
Sacrificial lamb is the terminology that should be utilized. They are, as I said, spectacle. This is a spectacle. The people them who wasn't even born in the era have heard this mystique. They've seen the videos. They've seen the montages and the highlights of Tyson, young Tyson, 1880s, 89, 90s, early 90s. We're in the Gregorian year of 2024, siblings. As Marcus highlighted, Mike Tyson is an old age pensioner, and I mean that in no disrespect. He has taken punishment. He's been in a penitentiary. He's on mushrooms, ayahuasca. He's smoking weed on a regular basis. I would imagine potentially drinking alcohol. Trustfully, he's not playing with his nose and doing anything else in that respect. But we're talking about uneven yoked situation. We've got a youngster, potentially in his quote-unquote athletic prime, fighting an old age pensioner. What sense does that make outside of, as I teed this here up with, the spectacle? The youth them, the man them, who was around at that time, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike. I will eat your soul, man. I will eat your children. They're thinking of that. And they're thinking of this Disney guy, the WWE guy, the guy who's fought Floyd and he's doing all this kind of thing.
No, that was the brother. That was the brother who fought Floyd.
Okay.
He fought Anderson Silva. He fought Tyron Woodley.
Yes.
Nate Diaz. What he does, he fights washed up mixed martial arts guys. That's what he does. But this Tyson thing now, it's like Asia big up, Western big up. Aisha said, didn't Tyson go broke? He is probably trying to get it back.
Yeah.
Now, that's the only thing I can think it is, because why else would he be jumping in the ring? They say 97,000 people that stadium holds. Netflix live event could be pay-per-view. But I'm saying to myself, even if he's trying to get his money back, yeah, surely there's more than one way for him to get his money back. Now, Tyson had...
Mark, let's stick there. Let's stick there for the moment. Two things.
Yeah.
I'll say them quickly. Has he gone broke?
Well, he went broke after his boxing career, yes, but they said that he had built up a business in recreational marijuana. He also does some sort of edibles business.
Yes.
And he had his podcast. But, Noble, it doesn't matter what people say. You have to look at their actions.
Exactly.
If you had these businesses that were that feasible, why would you drop all of them? Because remember, the man stopped his podcast, stopped this, stopped that, put all these things on hold to jump into camp for this. Now, you got to remember, it doesn't matter what talent you possess. Because I watched Mike Tyson on Kamaru Usman's podcast.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you're only as old as you feel. But it doesn't matter how old you feel. It doesn't matter how hard you train. Your body ages.
Yes.
Like, your body's aging every day. And what I'm saying is, I'm looking at this now, and the closer it's getting to the fight, 50% of me is looking at this and saying, yo, this is a real fight, Like, okay, they're going to have bigger gloves. Okay, they're going to have shorter rounds, more like exhibition style. But this is a real fight. Like, this is a 58-year-old man who will be taking full force punches. Now, they can say, Tyson sparring in the gym and all of this. But those guys that he's sparring in the gym, I don't think no one's sticking it on him. No way. Because if you look at all the highlights they put out of Tyson, it's quick 20-second burst. 15-second burst. If you really check it, how it's edited, they're trying to edit it to make it look like the Tyson of the 90s. But the facts are, a 58-year-old man can't keep up that pace. So if he tries to get in the ring fighting like that, he's going to gas out very quick. And he's going to get embarrassed. And people ain't going to remember I am Mike Tyson of the 90s. They're going to remember how you fluffed your legacy. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at Roy Jones.
Look, you will remember this better than self. Do you remember that last fight of his quote-unquote professional career in Australia? And that journeyman beat him.
Roy Jones?
No, Tyson.
I thought that was the UK,
He was in Australian geezer, though, right? I'm sure
some big lump in it. Yeah. He lost his last fight.
This is what I'm saying. And that's how long ago?
2003.
So during the zombie apocalypse, didn't we have them in an empty arena, two old greats fighting?
Yeah, Mike versus Roy Jones.
Wait, so Evander can't come back and do something?
See, he did come back, Noble, but he got beaten quite bad.
No. I'm talking about with Tyson, specifically Legends League, man. I've spoken about this reference in mixed martial arts. We've got boxers now. This is the era now, unfortunately, where they're doing crazy things like this, where the worst case scenario, Tyson could be very seriously injured. Very seriously injured.
Very.
Now, what about the mystique of an Evander coming up and doing this here? Of a Roy Jones, let's do that again.
It makes sense. It makes sense, Noble, 100%. But does it make dollars? And even if you say, yes, it makes dollars, does it make dollars to the point that a Netflix... Because no matter what people want to say about Jake Paul, I personally think a lot of his numbers are inflated. But Jake Paul brings eyes to the sport. He brings eyes from outside the sport into the sport.
The cash.
Netflix are not involved without a Jake Paul. They're not involved without a Jake Paul. Now, remember, Netflix have the best model, of streaming. In my opinion, they've got the best layout. If you go on to Prime, if you go on to Now TV, if you go on to Disney Plus, all these different things, their layouts are okay, but Netflix's layout is top tier.
Superior.
Then on top of that, look how their streams work. they've got some stream technology where it only buffers a certain amount, which is why when you watch the film, you don't never see no buffering. So you can be watching all these other streaming services and you need buffering unless you've got fast internet. Netflix they buffer before they actually show you the content. You see what I mean? So you don't get no disturbances. Now, them going into sports, they're definitely gonna do well, 100%. Netflix going into sports the right way, with the right filming style, with the right build-ups, they can really take over sports.
Hey.
So you got to think they're getting involved with a fight like this, yeah? You've got to say to yourself, it's because of Tyson's name. He's selling his name.
Yeah.
But when I look at a Mike Tyson and the name he built in boxing, he could do anything. He should really be like, and I've said this many times, what Michael Jordan is to basketball. Even 50% of that, where he's got a boxing glove company, boxing boots, shorts, he should have some sort of brand that makes him a living.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Tyson is one of the biggest names ever to come from the sport. So the fact that he's doing this, if you ask me, it's embarrassing.
Very.
And if Jake Paul beats him, which I'm being honest with you, that's what should happen. Because this is a 58-year-old man. People are forgetting, yes, it's Mike Tyson, but it's a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. So even though his brain might be telling him to do something, can his body execute it?
Execute the
Now,
plan.
if you're throwing vicious body shots, you're headhunting a 58-year-old man, that's a very dangerous thing to do. I'm surprised that a lot of the media are not discussing this. Like, they're not saying it as it is. Like, this is dangerous. Like, he could take punishment in there and really shave more years off his life, if not worse. But all because of his name, it's being allowed. That's like trying to say, it's like saying get Thierry Henry to play against one of these new age strikers. Now, of course, Jake Paul is not a great boxer. We know that. But he's got youth on his side.